great Aaliyah once said, and I quote, "If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again." This is so true because in order to have a goal, you must visualize it. When you visualize it, you must want it more than anything. And after wanting it more than anything, you have to accelerate your efforts in order for those goals to be accomplished. Les Brown once said, and I quote, "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss it, you will land among the stars." End quote. This here is a very great and powerful quote. One, because I can attest to it, and many others around the world, I'm sure, can attest to it also. Back in primary school and junior high school, I started off running track and doing different events along the track and field lines. Back in my mind, I really knew that I part of me wanted to do it and part of me didn't want to do it. I basically was forced to run track because my cousin who lives with me was a great track star, and so my parents thought it was a good venture for me. I did it. I succeeded a few times. Other times I failed. When I failed, I felt like I was being a disappointment to them. So finally, when I hit grade 10, I realized that I had to be bold and just told them that I did not want to do it anymore. That didn't mean that I was giving up on life or giving up on school on the whole. It just means that one part of something what I was doing wasn't really for me. I was doing it because other people thought it was good for me. And that's the problem today. We cannot achieve things if it's not deep down inside us what we want. We have to want goals. We have to set them out for ourselves and go forth and just chase them. So aiming for it, you have to set your standards high. Don't set them low because when you miss, then that becomes a big disappointment. There won't be anything to fall back on. So if you aim higher, and the higher you aim, the more chances you have at least landing among the stars. So some people went through it, and that is something I went through. And track just wasn't for me. I gave up on track, but when I gave up, I found myself doing better in school. I was able to join more clubs and be more successful in those. I was president, vice president, secretary of a lot of clubs. I started making a higher GPA. My GPA went from a 3 point to a 3.5, almost making a 4 point. So the time I spent on track, I used it to do other things like studying, reading, getting involved more in social activities around the school. And next point, and someone who can attest to this or something that can be related to this is Jennifer Hudson, the lady who tried out for American Idol. She tried and she tried and she tried and she just wasn't accepted. She was voted off the show. She she was a actress, I'm sorry, on Dream Girls. She made it big. She sung, she blew Beyonce out. Most people thought Beyonce was a great singer. Here came Jennifer, who was on American Idol, and they thought she was not good enough. And she made it. She started making it just from Dream Girl Saloon. So this also shows that when one door closes, another one will open, and you have to embrace that opportunity and just go for it. So again, it goes back to shooting for the moon. If you miss it, that doesn't mean give up. Try and try and try, and you can land somewhere else among the stars. When one area doesn't work for you, try a next area. You have to keep on trying until you find something that suits your life and suits your habits, something that you can obtain, you know you can do. So just remember that you have to stick to your goals. You have to want them. It doesn't make sense fighting for something if you really don't want it because doubt doubt plays a major part in some problems in today's lives. You cannot, if you're doubtful, you won't make it. I was doubtful, and so but I fail. When you be doubtful, you fail. So again, it goes back to aim high. You have to really want it.